Hi and welcome to Jeremy's Tech Channel, and today we're going to take a look at Pop! OS. Okay, well, one of the main reasons why I wanted to check out Pop! OS is that my son, his desktop has been giving me problems. It has Windows on it, and obviously some malware issues. And I'm like, you know what? Now's the perfect time for me to install on a different device a Linux distribution, see how it works for my son, see how user-friendly it actually is. So what I decided to do is on a couple of virtual machines, I went and tested a couple things, and I landed on Pop! OS for my son and his desktop. And Pop! OS is a Ubuntu-based system and has their own desktop environment called Cosmic Desktop. Now, it, as of recently, as of about a year ago, it was on GNOME with a bunch of their adaptations and tweaks to it to make it work the way they want their users to have the workflow. But I'm guessing they had some disagreements with where GNOME was going, and they decided to do their own thing. Looks really interesting. So here on the website here, as you can see, System 76 is the people who are in charge of Pop! OS, and they do a bunch of super slick laptops, desktops, keyboards, that kind of thing. And you know what? If I would have known, I might have even chosen to use System 76 laptop than buying the Dell that I did, because I looked on their website and there's some pretty strong hardware choices you can get, including like a NVIDIA RTX 3070, which would have worked pretty well for me for video editing and rendering. So you go through here, and if you're interested in doing something like this and getting an ISO and putting it either on your computer, on a USB, or on a virtual machine, you got to start with the ISO. So you get the download here, you've got your regular download, your NVIDIA driver already baked in, and you can do something if you have a Raspberry Pi, which is super cool. So they have the 2110 and they have the LTS. Now, Pop! OS is a point release operating system, which means, every 6 months they'll release something and kind of package everything that needs to be released to make sure things are stable, and then they send it out. With them, I think it's 6 months, but it might be as much as a year. We'll just see. So anyways, I downloaded the ISO from there, and now I'm going to set up a virtual machine through Virt Manager here. So for me, that's quite simple. I go through and find my ISO with Pop! OS, and I choose that. And it's not sure what it is, so I'm going to tell it it's this guy, because that's what it's based on. I have 32 gigs of RAM, so I'm going to give this 16 gigs of RAM and 8 CPUs. Here we go. And I'm going to label this Pop! OS. Finish. And boom, here we go. What is going on? It looks like it's doing its thing. I'm going to go ahead and put this thing on full screen. That booted in pretty quick. And it goes right into the install script. So just FYI, you can go through here and check things out in the live environment before you install, which is great. But I'm going to go ahead and install so you can see the install process and go on from there. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm going to do a clean install. Choose the device right here. And then I'm going to tell it my name for my user. And then I'm going to give it a password. And we'll go from there. You can do encryption for your data, which is great, especially if you're on a laptop. But for my virtual machine, we're going to just say don't encrypt. So we're going to go through for my son. What he needs is Google Chrome. I know you're like, oh no, it's proprietary. But For his school, he needs Google Chrome. He needs access through Google Chrome. He also is a big Minecraft fan, so I've got to make sure Minecraft can work, and he uses YouTube. So look, we're already done installing. Let's restart the device. We'll get going through here. So if I can get those things, if I was able to get those things on his system, he was going to be happy and make sure they were easily accessible for him. Now it's doing a restart situation. Hey, look, boom. There we go. So you can see how easy and quick it is to install. Now check this out. Talking about your dock down here. Dock extends to the edges. Dock doesn't extend to the edges like this, more like a Mac look, or no dock at all. For my son, I did just like this with does not extend to the edges. Show a workspaces button and an applications button. I chose to disable this because it's also in this guy right here. And so I was going to remove the application from this guy, applications button from up here, and keep it down here, and remove the workspaces one down here and leave it up there. I figured it would work for him. So press the super key, that's great. Gestures, he's on a desktop, so this didn't matter for him. We're going to keep the dark look because it looks cool. I'm not going to turn on location services. I'm going to tell it there we go. That is my time zone. You can connect your online accounts, which I'm not going to do, and then we're going to start using Pop! OS. First thing I'm going to do is adjust the desktop, and I need to change. This is me learning. Where do you go to change the displays? Is there a search function? Displays. There we go. I do not like this same I am. Here we go. Apply. Keep changes. Holler. All right. So for him, we had this set up, and now I need to adjust some of these things here. Workspaces, obviously great. You can sit there, boot in, and have access to those spaces, which is great. If I want to move this to the second desktop, I can. It adds another one automatically. Whatever. That lets you know what that is. Also, you have access to workspaces here, and I'm going to remove from favorites. So now I have applications down here, and then I have workspaces here. He hasn't used a workspace yet, so I almost wonder if I should just remove that. But a couple things here. Let's go ahead and go to the Pop Shop here. We've got some updates, but I want to see if I can remember. Yep. So here you go. You have Minecraft here installed with Flatpak. So I was able to do that quick and easy. If you don't know what a Flatpak is, it's essentially a contained install that allows for everything that application needs to be in essentially like a sandbox. So it can stay updated quite easily and not need as many dependencies from the regular system, which is super cool. So Minecraft, I don't know if it's going to open in virtual machine, but let's take a look. So what I did for my son is I went here. Let's see here. Where would they put it? Oh, it's just right there. I'm going to add to favorites. Well, let me try that again. I am going to open it up. And then it's going to open up. There it is. And now I want to add this to the favorites. Minecraft has been added to your favorites. So there you go. You've got your Microsoft or your Mojang log on. And here is Minecraft, guys. Super easy. So I did that. And he's got Minecraft down here. The next piece, which you may not find as great. Let me see if I remember if I had to do it this way or if I did it the other way. Google Chrome. So here we go. Installing Google Chrome. Boom. And really, this is all my son needed. But I'm showing this to you because for some of you who are looking for an easy distribution to work with, if you're wanting to move away from Windows or Mac, this allows you to do so. I also, let's see here. So here's Google Chrome. Sure, it was for my son, so we did that. And I'm not going to log in. I know this is an evil company for some of you, but he needs it for work. And honestly, as a family, we use a lot of Chrome elements with our calendar, a couple other things. So it worked for us as a family at this time. If you know my story, you know that I'm learning Linux. I'm learning this. I'm growing, and I'm just walking through this with you as well. And for me, I'm very interested in the open source situation, but I'm going to have to be weaned off of proprietary stuff. But for now, this is what he needed, and it works. Okay, he can go to youtube.com and he can do what he needs to do, which is great. So, like I said, let me make sure I add to favorites. Boom. So now he has his Chrome, he has Minecraft, and for a lot of people, that's going to be all they need to do to set up and use this. Let's talk a little bit about this Cosmic Desktop. It's pretty cool. I'm going to change the background because I do not like that one, Sam I am. I'm going to change the background. This is the one my son chose, but as you can see, they've got some pretty cool ones here. I understand if you don't care about this, I get it. But once again, for some reason, it helps you engage with your system. Just if it's aesthetically pleasing, you're going to want to engage with it. So that's that piece. Pop Shop, as you could tell, super easy to get moving. It's got Flatpak and Ubuntu-based deb packages. Super easy to do that with. Also, this application. So there's also this super cool thing. So if I hit the super key, you see this? Now, let's say I did, accidentally remove something from my son's favorites, or I'm not sure if something's here. First, I can search for Minecraft and then start it up. There it is, which is great. But the super key, which is the Windows key on my computer, just pulls up this great launcher, and you can quickly go through, and I even think I can even go to show workspaces. Boom. Easy. Love it. Things are simple here. Things are easy to find here. Cosmic Desktop. I am looking forward to seeing where they take this, just so you can see this is what the light looks like. Not my thing. Dark. Dark. In the dark. There's a bunch of cool things. Just so you can see this. It was easier to see now. Show launcher icon in the dock. Boom. Boom. I'm going to remove that. Show workspaces. See there? Adds it right back in. This is pretty intuitive. I like it. Pop! OS 2110. My son has been using it for a couple weeks now. Zero issues. Much snappier. I mean, he's not doing much. He really needs a web browser and Minecraft. So in that case, you know what? It's working pretty good. One thing I do want to see, because if you have a lower, maybe your resources on your computer are not that great, is there some sort of system monitor situation or system monitor? Here we go. Let's check out the resources here. 1.8 gigabytes of memory that is taking. My CPU load is not that big a deal. Let's see what happens when I open up Google Chrome. And there you see that. And now I'm going to go through and I'm going to open up a whole bunch of tabs just because I can. And system76.com. So there we go. You can see what Chrome does and why it's not always a great deal. We just added almost a gig of memory just by opening up some tabs. But once again, if you have a lower resource system, this gives you an idea. Let me see. It really doesn't let me. Does it let me? There you go. That'll let you see. Now I'm going to shut off Chrome. Let's see what happens to the memory. It goes right back down. Truth of the matter is, RAM is best if you can use it if you got it. If it's not, then it's pretty close to being wasted. So there you are. That was Pop! OS. It's on my son's desktop. It's working great. I've had zero issues with it. He knows it looks different, but he doesn't really know any different because he only accesses 2 applications. And I'm guessing that a lot of the people that you support, they probably access a web browser and some random thing like, a piece of hardware that needs one piece of software, or they need their email client, or some random game that no one plays anymore, whatever it is. But this allows you to see, man, if I've got something that I need to install that could work for someone and easily have it presented to them. I'm looking forward to see how the Cosmic Desktop develops as they work more and more and move themselves away from the GNOME ecosystem and into their own. They're using a program language called Rust. Let's see how that works. Right now, for me personally, I would love to see some more configurability of the actual desktop space itself, the environment itself. Some things like transparency, some things like that. But they've already set the groundwork to make it so easy to turn something on and off. I know it's going to be great. So anyways, thank you, System76, for Pop! OS. My son already is loving it, and I might be installing it in some other computers as well. If you stuck through this video, like and subscribe. Thanks. I know your time is valuable. See you next time.